Hi guys, welcome back to another video. It's your girl, Jahcelyne, warmly Jahcelyne, and I'm so happy that you are here with me today. I hope that you're having a wonderful evening, a wonderful night, a wonderful day, weekend. I feel so aligned with today's video because I noticed that it is such a silent thing that is so personal to each and every one of us that you don't always notice it. It could become so ingrained in how you show up, how you respond to things, how you relate to yourself and others, and that is unlearning survival mode. Not all of us, I don't want to speak for all of us, but I know some of us can attest to being and living in survival mode. And what I want to share is how to unlearn that, to break stress for a happier you. So let's first start with what is survival mode. Survival mode is another term for continuous unresolved stress, also known as chronic stress, right? All human beings have experienced stress at one point or another, but in survival mode, stress has been prolonged to a degree where a person feels unable to relax. Parts of the brain associated with fear are overactive. Now, examples of survival mode can be an inability to relax, feeling threatened by feedback or criticism, appearing moody or short tempered or quick to get angry at people, struggling to focus, difficulty having downtime, impaired memory, taking alcohol or drugs or any other substances to numb feelings, and issues coping with minor inconveniences. Now, while these things can be associated with traumatic past events, right? Financial hardship, growing up in an unsafe home, you don't have to stay there. Something that I feel like was missing from that list is this overwhelming feeling of needing to control things. I definitely can raise my hand for that. I consider those to be stress responses that I definitely have experienced. While these things aren't as present in my life as much, I still experience them from time to time. And choosing to do otherwise is a daily choice. It is an active decision to not act in these ways, in these stressful responses, in survival mode toward things that just kind of inevitably happen. And with all of that, I want to share what has been helping me exit survival mode and become more happier. And the first thing truly is grace and forgiveness. None of us are exempt from facing trials and obstacles. Some can be self-imposed while others can be opposed on us, but both require an amount of grace and forgiveness, and or forgiving and showing grace for others who may have inflicted that trouble onto you. So it's just grace and forgiveness really helps to kind of let people off the hook and also let yourself off the hook. And by that, I know that I'm speaking generally and everyone's situation is so different. So letting things off the hook may not be applicable, but for things that you can have grace and forgiveness for, the grace and forgiveness is more so for yourself than for the other people. I know that you've probably heard the saying that, having unforgiveness is like drinking the poison but expecting the other person to get hurt or sick or whatever. And I'm paraphrasing, but that is so true. When you are just carrying so much unforgiveness, it does more hurt for yourself. And even the word says it in Matthew 6:14 through 15. And if God said it, it must be for our good. Can we agree on that? Like, if God said it, it must be for our good. So the second thing I think that has been so crucial in just unlearning survival mode is being present and paying attention to the ways that I'm living in some of my wildest prayers, living in some of the things that have been on mood boards. How do you know that you have even made it to some of those subtler things if you're not even being present to be like, oh man, wait, hold on, I'm in it right now. That thing that I used to journal about years ago, I'm in it. And that requires a certain level of presence, right? Being present in your life. And some of that is like getting off of social media so that you can pay attention to your own life, right? Looking at all the things that you do have versus the things that you don't have. It changes and cultivates more gratitude, and it's very difficult to have gratitude and a complaining spirit. It's hard to feel down when you have gratitude. Gratitude is such a powerful weapon, and you should use it. And with that, I also think what's important, like having grace, forgiveness, and being present, is taking inventory. So piggybacking off of what I just said, we have to have honest conversations with ourselves and examine the role that we play in our trouble and our obstacles in the survival mode that we get placed in. And by that I mean, do you already know what you should be doing, but you haven't taken any steps to improve it? Breaking bad patterns, addictions, poor decision makings, really taking inventory on how am I contributing to this? How am I contributing to poor decision making? How am I contributing to just addiction in my life of any kind? So those are the type of things that I mean by taking inventory, just so you know what you do have control and power over to unlearn survival mode. And in the same way, understanding and taking inventory when you do feel peace and when you do have happiness. There's this practice that I love to do where I close my eyes and I just take inventory and I observe and anchor the feeling of joy. Whenever I'm experiencing joy, I just close my eyes and take in and lock in like the smell. I lock in how my clothes feel laying on my body. I think about the weather. I literally take inventory and scan the moment of joy that I'm in so that I can lock it away and access it in my emotional archive, and just reference it again when I am feeling kind of worked up or when I'm feeling upset. I'm able to go back into my archive and revisit that moment of joy. And that really does help. And that's just one of my practices that I love to do. So feel free to take it. Maybe it'll work for you too, but I swear by that. And I just want to say, in closing, that we are all on a journey, and all of our challenges and obstacles are things to help us come home to ourselves and to get to the truest version of ourselves. And while that might sound woo-woo, it's actually really true in that if I look back on any obstacles or look back on any challenges, they truly have, if I got the lesson and I didn't let it go to waste, it truly was there to help me in my next step. Even if it was self-induced, if it was imposed onto me, or if it's kind of just lifing, it's, if you get the lesson, it's there to help you. So I hope that these help as you are unlearning survival mode, because friends, God does not want that for us. He wants us to have joy. He wants us to enjoy our life. He wants us to enjoy the people in our life. He wants us to have gratitude. These things that help us live happier and have more joy. So let me know below what you do to cultivate more joy in your life, because sharing truly is caring over here. And until next time, you guys, I will see you then. Bye.